So hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lucy and today I bring you a video that will be somewhat helpful, as it will be for me, because I am currently going through such a bad reading slump at the minute. I've only read 3 books this January and 2 of them were picture books. So it's going really well so far. Everybody, I'm sure, has experienced something called a reading slump. What is a reading slump, you ask? Well, it's when you've got a stack of books to read and you've got no motivation to do it. So this video will hopefully provide a little bit of light relief for you guys. I will be giving you guys my best tips on how to defeat the dreaded reading slump, because I've been through this a lot of times. I think as a book lover and a reader, I experienced many a reading slump, and there's only a few tips that can help you get through it. So in my perfect doctor style, I'm going to go to the root of the problem. What causes a reading slump, you may ask? Okay, so there are several things I think that cause reading slumps. One of them is being too busy, which I know that I am a lot of the time. I consider myself too busy to read a lot of the time, which is annoying because I'm never too busy to read. Even when I think I'm busy, all I'm doing is creating more work for myself when I could be reading. So during my commute, I just sit there and listen to music, and I could be reading then, and I don't. So if you say you're too busy, yes, perhaps you have a lot going on, maybe you literally cannot fit those hours in the day, but there's always a way around that. Another reason for a reading slump, I think, is being bored of a particular genre or type of book. So I binged read a lot of dystopian books about 2 years ago. I think I made my way through every major popular dystopian series in about 3 or 4 months. I was a bit obsessed. After then, I've not been able to read dystopia. And so a lot of reading slumps start from this point where you just can't read any more of the same genre. Be that YA, be that historical fiction, be that non-fiction. If you read too much of the same books, you're gonna get bored of that genre. And the main cause of a reading slump, Netflix. Let's be honest, since I found Making a Murderer, I have not read a single book. Anyway, Netflix is probably one of those silent things that you don't even realise is occurring in your life until it takes over your life and you're not reading. I find this also happens with YouTube videos. I'll go in kind of a hour-long YouTube haze and just watch every single YouTube video, and it's like, I could do that later on. I don't need to do that then. I could have read then. But no, I wasted an hour of my time on YouTube. And perhaps a lesser known cause of reading slumps is pressure. So if everybody is shouting at you to read this particular book or read this particular series, or even to set yourself a reading goal and reading challenges, yeah, sometimes the pressure can get too much. I know I've been guilty of that, setting myself goals where I just can't achieve them, so I just don't achieve them at all. I just ignore and hide under a rock, and I find that a lot easier than just picking up a book. So I find those are the main reasons for reading slumps, and let's just talk about how to get out of them. So my number 1 tip is to stop reading the book you're reading. I often get into reading slumps because I can't get into a book. Like I said, I've been reading too much of a particular genre. I can't get into a book. Perhaps it's not original enough. Perhaps it's just too much like a book that I've read before, or perhaps it's just something I'm a bit sick of. So my main tip will be, if you're halfway through a book and you just can't finish it and it's actually causing you not to read in the first place, get rid of that book. I don't mean throw it away and not ever read it. I mean put it down for the moment. Pick up something completely different, be it a short story, a graphic novel, a poem, anything that will be different enough to capture your interest. Reading something else is a great way to capture your attention. It's going to get you excited about reading again, and also it's a good way to kind of read more than one book at once, and then when you finish that book you can go back to the book you were reading and see if there's something there that you might have missed, and maybe you're just in a different place now and you can finish that book. Number 2, change the format of how you read. So if you're stuck in one place, you've got a physical book on the go, if you're too busy, you don't have time to read, there are loads of different solutions. For example, download an audiobook. Get this done while you're doing other things. You're reading still. It still counts as finishing a book, but you can do other things whilst listening to an audiobook. I also find switching to an ebook format really helps, because I've got a lot of physical books behind me. An ebook kind of makes me read that book a little bit faster almost. It kind of changes the way I read a book. So I'll always kind of mix things up with an ebook and read things on my Kindle, on my iPad. And I do find that helps. Number 3 might be the trickiest one out of these 3 tips. Make time for reading. Whether that's going to bed half an hour earlier so you can get your reading time in then, or perhaps just getting your book out on the train and reading on your way to work or school or whatever. There is always time in the day to read. And I'm a serial organizer. I'm a planner to the moment. I like to map out my day perfectly. And I think that's why I don't often factor in time to read, because I'm so concerned about all these other things I've got to get done. Really, I can fit in reading whenever, so I should focus on that. And my 4th tip is to inspire yourself to read. By this, I mean watch other people talking about the books they love. Get onto YouTube, get onto a booktube channel that you love, and just watch people talking about the books that they've really been enjoying. I always find reviews really help for this, or reading wrap-ups. So I think when I see people reading a lot of books in their reading wrap-ups, I'm like, crap, I better get a move on and get some reading time in there. I've also got a lot of favourite book bloggers, and I love to kind of mix it up by watching YouTube videos on reading, but also written blogs, because I just feel that you can get inspiration from anywhere, and I really like people who are passionate about what they're reading and want to talk about it. Also, Instagram is fab for book ideas and book posts. I just love going on a little scroll through Instagram, and I mean a little one, because otherwise it can turn into an hour spiral and you'll be there forever. But there are some fabulous Bookstagram accounts on Instagram, and I find it a great way to inspire me to pick up a book. So guys, that is my video all about reading slumps. I hope this video inspired you or helped you if you're going through a reading slump like I am. And I hope this video has inspired me too. So you never know, whilst you were watching this video, I could be reading right now. I really hope so. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you want weekly book related videos popping up in your subscription box every week. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!